Hello and welcome to another edition of the ETS2 Agency Driver Series, where I'm test driving all the different makes and models of trucks currently available within the game, picking up in the city where we finished off previously. Now, today's journey is from Amsterdam to Lille. I'll just bring up the map here and show you the approximate route we will be taking. We'll leave Amsterdam, down past Rotterdam, on the A16, onto the A1, through Brussels, and into Lille. And today's journey is 187 miles. Today's truck is the Scania Next Generation R. It has a 370 horsepower engine, which is the smallest one available in these trucks, and it's got a 12-speed gearbox. So without further ado, we shall get started. Today's cargo is pork, about 18 tons I believe the weight is of this load.
Okay, here we go. Turn right.
Now, I've got no mods enabled on this profile, so it's everything
Get ready to turn left.
standard within the game. There's no mod sounds, no mod trucks, no mod
Turn
traffic
left.
or graphics, so the game is basically how it comes here. So told you a little bit of history about Scania in the previous video, so feeling I don't really need to
Keep right, and then exit right.
cover that again. So I'll
Exit
just
right,
wait till I
and
get
then
out
continue straight on.
onto the motorway and I'll start telling you a little bit about these trucks.
Go straight
Where
on.
I have been driving them in all the default seating positions, and this truck is no exception. But mate, the Next Generation Scania R, this is the default position as it comes in the game with no adjustment, and the view of the dash is very nice, but the view of the mirrors is a big letdown in these
Go straight
newer
on.
generations of Scania trucks. So I'm going to have to do what I haven't done so far in this series and bring the on-screen mirror up just so I can see what's happening on the driving side of this truck. So that's better, at least I can see what's coming now behind. So the Scania Next Generation R
Caution. Please mind the speed limit.
is slightly smaller in height than the Next Generation S, being where the S has a flat floor, these have a hump, engine hump in the centre of the cab where the engine just goes into the cab slightly, and the Next Generation S I believe has an extra gap or bar on the radiator grille, but apart from that, they're very identical. So
Caution. Please
Scanias
mind the speed limit.
come with 3 cabin choices: a low roof one, a mid roof one, and then a higher roof one. So go. Engines, all Euro 6s, ranging from the 370 like this one has, and they go up to 730 horsepower. Now the 520 horsepower or above in these next generation of Scanias are V8s. Chassis, you've got your 4x2s, your 6x2, your 6x2 and all the derivatives thereof of those, and also there is a 8x4 chassis available with 4 heavy hauling. And customization on these trucks is endless if you
Keep left.
if you get the
then
Mighty
turn left.
Griffin tuning pack that gives you a load of different accessories for outside as well as
Turn left.
inside the cab. So there is a few different interior choices available in these trucks, same as the others. Now this has a more basic one in. The basic model does not come with onboard sat nav. It's got a
Caution. Please mind the speed limit.
different, totally different dashboard into what the posher ones have, like what the Scania
Please mind the speed limit.
next generation S I drove in an earlier video. So that was the posher dash. This is the more basic one, which
Caution. Please mind the speed limit.
gives you everything you need, like your speedometer. You've got your ref counter there. There's no green band on this truck. It tells you what miles you've done. It has a trip counter. There's a little fuel gauge just below the total distance and trip counter there. You get a clock, an outside temperature, and there's a temperature gauge on that, and central displays. It's showing N because I am actually driving manual, as I've driven all these trucks in so far. You get what gear it's currently in there, and it displays this one that's been shown since the beginning of the video. It's watching your air tanks and your oil temperature and level. Give me a minute. Right. Your next display shows your water temperature and your oil temperature. Again, shows you what the cruise control is set at 50 miles an hour versus the 50 mile an hour or 80 kilometer limit. You've got what fuel you've got left in the tank, approximately how long it will last, in distance, and that's your consumption in litres per 100 miles, which I've set on. 100 miles is 160 kilometres, so that's maybe why some of my fuel consumptions have seemed high to some people. Even though if I say truck's economical, possibly why, because it's a difference in the scale. So And this is a entry level Scania of this generation with a 370 engine. Too bad. Oh, the other display takes you back to where you started, so let's leave it on that one. So there's bad points with these. There's no onboard GPS. In the default seat position, viewing the external driving side mirror is terrible. Screen one on, GPS. Good points is the dash is very laid out and clear and gives you what information you require. So would one of these make you a good entry level truck? It probably would, yeah, but a lot of people
go straight on.
Oh, Scanias a lot for the S because they say look a bit better, but there's nothing wrong with the R. They handle perfectly fine. There's the same customization there as what there is on the S and what have you. It's just that though they look identical, as I said, there is subtle differences in them in real life. So I say your chassis choice, your cabin choice, your engine choice, customization is all the same as on the next generation. Same as gearboxes, where your own version of a 6-speed with retarder. There's 12 speeds, and then the heavy haul one is a 12 plus 2 on these, which is 12 big gearbox with an additional 2 gears, that's crawler gears. If you look around on a lot of streams and YouTubers use, and if you're on multiplayer, you find the majority of the trucks you'll basically see is the next generations of Scanias these days. So mine do I urge you to look at trucks neutrally.
Keep left and then continue
As
straight
I've been
on.
pointing out through some of these series, there's good points and bad points with every truck. There's
Go straight on.
not one of them that is 100% perfect. Yeah, so you could take elements of one truck. Wish you could just take elements of one truck and put them on another. That way you
Keep
might get
right,
the perfect truck.
and
but
then turn right.
if you're shape, follow the crowd, just show Scania straight away. If you're not, try out the other trucks,
Turn
test
right.
drive them in quick jobs, or even if you own them now. There is an achievement, but you have to own. You have to have driven one of your owned trucks of each of the different makes for at least about 1,000 kilometers, which is about 670 miles, somewhere around that figure. So, but if you're new to the game, I haven't played it for a long time, test drive all the trucks, because there's a good range of trucks and gearboxes and things in the quick jobs, so you can get an accurate picture of what some of them are like with a heavier load on. I say this is a 370 and it's pulling 18 ton. Lovely on a flat, but you do have to work at the gearbox to get to climb with them. But apart from that, but that is part of what I like about the small engine trucks, is the fact that they're not going uphill and gaining speed like hot knife through butter. you do have to work at it sometimes, and so everybody views things differently and plays the game in a different way. So same as there's no two streamers alike. You watch hundreds of streams, different people, and you'll see that they're doing it slightly differently. So, but that is in the parts of the joy of the game. Set goal is you do jobs, you acquire your own truck either through a loan or you earn the money. You take deliveries from one city to another. You buy garages, expand your fleet, buy more trucks. You can
Caution.
buy
Please mind the speed limit.
trailers now. This truck does not have a retarder, so, but I say some people get the game, do it, get all the DLCs, and then they go on Pro Mods, and which is a very big map extension that is actually, if you go onto
Caution. Please mind the speed limit.
download the dev file for it,
Caution. Please
then
mind
you
the speed
can,
limit.
it is possible to download the other files all in one go if you pay them about €1, which is under one British pound. So Pro Mods is actually a bargain, especially with the amount of map that they give you, and then get other map mods as well to extend it, like YTS Turkey, RO Extended, and the Russian maps and things like that. Some of the maps you can just add on to like the base map with the DLCs, and other maps do need actually Pro Mods for them to work, but I say I'm not going into modding maps or anything yet. Now there isn't too many more of these episodes to come on this series, so I've done them all. Okay, I've done the Renault Premium twice now, but that's because of an error with the audio in the first time I took the truck out. That is now, I still have the MAN TGX to do, and the Iveco Highway. So, still to come in the series, and throughout this series some of my bugbears about the game, which you probably heard me ranting on, but that's just the way I am. Things. So on all these
Keep right.
recordings I'm
turn
doing,
right.
and gameplay is being done on a, wait, I suppose it's a fairly low spec PC
Turn
now,
right.
because the PC itself I'm using is about 3 or 4 years old, so it's running at A8 7650K processor. It's about 3.3 gig, and it's running 8 gig
At the roundabout, take the
of
second exit.
DDR3 1600 RAM, and the graphics card I've got in this at the moment is a NVIDIA. It's a
Exit now.
Cerberus, it's a GTX 1050 Ti 4 gig, and I've got a
At the roundabout, take the
450
first exit.
watt Novatec non-modular power
Exit
supply.
now.
So okay, now I'll
Keep left, and then
knock
turn
the
left.
video quality down a little bit in these later ones of the series, is because
Turn left.
basically the internet I have, the upload speed is very poor, so make the file smaller so I can publish more often. If any of you have any questions or want to know anything about me or anything, just put them in the comments and I'll answer you, but if I can, within reason. So we
Keep left and then turn left.
drop off now. So
Turn left. Finally, we are here.
So we'll just see how we got on now. Another perfect delivery. Another €4,722. Thanks. So anyway, that's it for this episode. So 10-10 for now. Please stay safe on them roads. Don't have any accidents. And I'm goodbye and gone.